Good afternoon, Gen Register Office. Trish speaking. Can I help you?
Good afternoon. Sorry to trouble you. I was just wondering if you could confirm something for me, please.
Yeah, certainly.
Well, I'm after finding out if you've got somebody adopted on your register. My son.
Oh, right. What I'd need to do is pop you through to our adoptions team, okay? Just bear with me just one moment.
Okay, thanks.
Hello, General Register Office speaking.
Hi, this is... I was just calling to check if you've got a register of my son being adopted from 2006.
Right, so he was adopted in 2006, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is it you're trying to find out?
If you've got it registered there officially.
If he was adopted through the courts in England and Wales,
yeah,
we should have it here.
Brilliant.
I'm not supposed to look it up and tell you over the phone.
Oh no, that's fair enough. I was just after the basics, if you've got it there or not, really.
What is it exactly that you? Is it the adoption certificate that you're after, or?
Well, I had been after it, yes.
You can order that if you want to order it. His adoption certificate is, well, actually, you can only order it if you know his details after adoption.
Well, I'm still in contact with him. I still get letterbacks.
Yeah. Was there anything in particular that you wanted?
Well, it was just knowing if you do have one there in place, I can tell you the date he's meant to have been adopted, which was the 2006.
Yeah, because what we hold here is we can issue adoption certificates from here.
Yeah.
And like I say, everyone that was adopted through the court of England and Wales from 1927, we hold that information here.
Yeah. Well, if I give you his name, would you please be able to look that up? I've got his name when he was with me and since he's adopted.
Yeah. I'm not really supposed to look it up and give any information out.
So you're not even allowed to tell me if my son was officially adopted? With an official order?
Yeah. The only way you could find out was if you applied for either his original birth certificate, it would have adopted on there if he'd been adopted, because when they're adopted, the original birth entry gets marked with the word adopted on there, and they usually get a new certificate as well, usually in a different name, and that's what we call the adoption certificate.
Yeah.
Like two certificates.
No, I've got something to hand here. I'll just get it. I did get sent something after. Oh, right, let me have a look. Right, it's got the birth. It says adopted on it. Oh, well, that's interesting because I've been sent a copy of my son's birth certificate and it does not say adopted on it, you know.
Yeah, so if you had that certificate from birth, it wouldn't say adopted on it?
No, what it is, the social worker had asked to borrow my certificate to show to the judge, and I asked if I would be getting it back and she said I would.
Yeah.
So I let her take my birth certificate off, and then I realised I wasn't going to be getting it back because they'd decided he was being adopted. I got to keep my other 3 children at home. Since then, before the adoption had even gone through, this was in 2004, I got this birth certificate come to me, which was not his original birth certificate. I've got reason to believe it's a copy. Or is it the original? It's got, I mean, it looks handwritten, the signature there and the date.
Yeah. And so, would that be after the adoption, do you think, or?
This was What happened, I made decisions for the adoption. It was in 2004 it was decided that my son was going to be adopted.
Yeah.
Then I got sent this birth certificate through the post. I think it was in a matter of days, probably a matter of a week or two at the most.
Yeah.
And then the adoption didn't go through until 2006, so it had already been decided that my son was going to be adopted even before I'd had a chance to appeal it.
Right.
Because I got sent this birth certificate, and I have got the details on this birth certificate what they'd sent me.
Yeah, but that sounds like it was before the adoption had gone through.
Yeah, so see what I mean? I'm none the wiser now.
No.
If this was official.
If you applied for it now, it should say adopted on it now. If you applied for it either from the register office where the birth was registered or from here, it should say adopted on it.
If I apply for it there, how much is that?
From here, the £9.25, and I think that's similar at the register offices as well.
Please, could I order it? I mean, I've got all the details there to tell you on this birth.
Yeah, you can do, yeah.
I've got my bank card.
Yeah.
That's okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just get my bank card, because that'd be interesting to say. How long should it take to arrive?
Just check with my colleague first, just 1 minute.
Okay, thanks.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi. Yeah, what I need to do is put you back through to the call centre that you probably came through to in the first place.
Yeah.
Because they take the order in that team.
Okay, so if I get this birth certificate now and it says adopted on it, is that as good as confirmation that the adoption was put through the courts properly, in the proper way?
Well, yeah, it shows that he's been adopted. It shows that because that is what happens when they've been adopted. The original birth entry gets marked with the word adopted.
Yeah.
And then they get a new certificate, usually in a new name, and that's what we call their adoption certificate. So, yeah, it is, unless there's been some sort of an error, which hopefully there hasn't.
There has been a lot of errors made, but there has been this,
yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll put you back through to the call centre. And when you get through, just say that you'd like to order a birth certificate, and tell them as well that the entry will be marked with the word adopted.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't say that now, they might query it later.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, General Register Office. Vanessa speaking. Can I help you?
Hi, it's Michelle speaking. I've just been put through to somewhere else, and I was wanting to order a copy of her birth certificate, please.
Okay. Is it your own birth certificate, or is it for somebody else?
It was for my son's, and I was told to say that I expect it may have the word adopted written on it.
Right, okay. I mean, if your son has been adopted, it will say from the adoption contact the adoption children's register. The short one won't say that. It will just look like a normal short birth certificate, but it doesn't give parents' names, so if he's needing it for ID, it's more than likely he's going to need the full one.
I do need it with the word adopted, if the adoption has gone through officially, that is what I'm after really, like evidence to say that adoption has gone through properly. Right,
okay. Right, let's just organise this then. Is it a recent adoption then? Is this just gone through?
No, it's from 2006, it was.
Right, okay. So what I need to do then is, if you've not ordered with us before, I need to set up an account here for you, so it won't be a moment.
Okay. And then
I
am sick in flu, so I can hear me.
Okay. Okay. And you'd like the certificate sent there, would you, miss?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll keep you a moment to just bring up a new order.
Thank you.
Okay, now the service fee is either $9.25, and that takes 3 weeks to issue a certificate, or if you prefer it urgently, it's a little bit more, I'm afraid. It's £23.40, and that would go out to you now first class on Thursday. We've just missed it for dispatch tomorrow, unfortunately. So which would be best for you?
Actually, thinking about it, I am desperate, so now. Can I go for the £23, you know, the faster delivery?
Right.
And this will definitely tell me if he's adopted or not, Annie.
Well, I mean, are you the natural mother?
I am the natural mother, yeah.
Being adopted. Right, this is slightly different then. I mean, for us to issue an adoption certificate, I'd need to know your son's full name after adoption, his date of birth, and both adoptive parents' names. Right,
when he was adopted, he had one parents' name, which was, my son's name prior was...
And do you know what his name was after the adoption?
After the adoption, it's because I took matters back to court last year.
Right.
Been wanting to know us.
I mean, you've two ways of going about this. I can put the order through as an adoption search, so that means they'll just look in the adoption register to see if your son has, you know, if there's an entry that matches with the details you have, and if not, they're going to refund you. Or we can put it through as an original birth application, and that means we can definitely issue a certificate under his natural birth details. Obviously, your name will be shown as his mother, and if he was adopted, there'll be a marginal notation, so it'll say in the margin of the certificate that your son was adopted.
Now, where would that be? Because I had one sent back in 2004 when decisions was made for him to be adopted.
Right. Okay.
I was sent. Well, I'm not sure actually. This is the original or a copy. I'm presuming it's a copy. Now that's with my name on and the name that my son had before.
Yeah.
Is on it. It was nothing to say I was adopted there. The adoption didn't go through till 2006 then.
Right. What you've got then is the original, which means the very first original won't give that information on, because obviously the notation appears at the time of the adoption order, which, as you've just said, can be some years later. So if you apply for the original birth with us, it will be in the margin. It's in the right-hand margin, just outside the body of the certificate itself, where your son's details are given. So because you've got enough information to apply for an adoption certificate, you can do. Obviously, if we don't find the adoption under the details, we refund you. Or you can apply for a copy of the original birth, where you're certainly going to be issued the birth certificate, but it won't give you any adoption information. It will just have the notation.
That's okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, all it is, I'm after knowing if this adoption has gone through. I've got reasons to believe this adoption might be fraudulent, because to be honest, in 2004, a lot of parents, I was told by somebody that works for an MP, that they'd been put off going back to court. They was led to believe it had all been rubber stamped and the adoption had gone through. So then when there was further hearings before, you know, when it was leading up to the actual adoption day, parents wasn't turning up, and I was one of them. So now there's a lot of us, this person believes potentially there could be a lot of adoptions that haven't took place properly, really.
Yeah.
So what am I best off going for? I'm happy to, if you think it's the birth certificate, you know, they'll get refunded if it hasn't got that word adoption on it. I'm happy to do that.
Well, you have to tell me which application you want, but if you apply for an adoption and there is no adoption, you're going to receive a refund, whereas if you apply for the original birth, you will be charged for a certificate, because of course we know for a fact there is an original birth certificate for your son.
Yeah.
So which would you prefer?
No, I'll be honest, I'm confused which is which. The one will tell me in a margin if he's adopted, won't it?
The original one, yeah.
Yeah.
The original birth certificate will be the name you gave him at birth with your name on there as his mother, and that will show the notation on it if he's been adopted.
Yeah.
The adoption certificate won't relate to, your name won't appear on there, and his natural name at birth won't appear on there. It will be the new adoption name and the adoptive parents' details.
Right. Can I order both of those?
You can do, yeah. As long as we can identify that entry, we'll issue those certificates. Do you want them both on a priority? I mean, you're going to be charged $23.40 each for each certificate if you order them both on the priority. Or do you want to change it to a standard and the £9.25 each?
I'm desperate to know now. I'll order the priority.
Okay then.
Please.
So what I'll do is I'll start with your son's original birth certificate. Let's just bring up the form. Okay, so can I have his natural name at birth, please?
Yes, it's...
Any middle names at all? And surname? Thank you. And your son's date of birth, please? And his place of birth, please? And your son's father's name, please? And then I have your name as Miss. Do you have any middle names at all, please? Thank you. And then your maiden surname is... And I'm just going to put on here you'd like your son's original birth certificate.
Yes, because I've got the original, but as you say, this is genuine now, it should be...
It will be updated if it was adopted formally, this one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So let me just check the details here back on this application to make sure we have it correct. And that's fine then. Now, it will go first class post, but it isn't guaranteed next day arrival. It's usually there within a matter of days.
That's fine. I found out the administrative error was... And also, would this be the larger certificate? Because I was saying on the smaller one, it won't tell me so much.
No, this will be the full one.
That's brilliant.
Okay. Now, the next one you want to also apply for your son's adoption certificate, do you?
Yes, please.
Okay. And you said you know his details after adoption, so can I have his full name as it would be on the adoption entry?
Well, what I presume it would be, because I've never seen any of this. It would be...
Okay. And the adoptive parent's name?
Because I know she is.
Okay, and is there a second adoptive parent's name?
And actually, I may have middle name. Can I just check a minute?
Yes, certainly.
In my court paperwork. Let's have a look here. I know I've seen a statement here. Oh, right. It's...
Okay. Now, what I'm going to need, because your son is under the age of 18, and for security, we need to know the address that the adoptive residing at the time of the adoption order being completed. Do you have that?
Oh, no, it was, but I can't remember the number, you know. I don't know
the number, the road address.
I had an address and a number, because I was allowed to actually go to the house. Let me try and find that here.
Okay.
I can't put my hand to it at this minute. It's not in those details there.
We are going to need it to proceed. I mean, the other option is, if you want to have a look, we're here till 8 o'clock tonight.
Yes.
From 8 o'clock tomorrow, if you want. But we need the actual address they were living at the time of the order being completed. So I need the actual physical house number and obviously road address. I'll give you an account and order number to quote back to us, so you don't have to start again, Miss.
So that's the account number.
Yeah.
Right, I'll go and have a look for that now, and I'll just ring back and say I've got the details now.
Yeah, and I'll give you the order number as well. This order is...
Okay. What shall I do? Shall I pay for this one now, the one that I can have?
No, we'll just hold it as entered, and then we can take the payment for them both at the same time, because we're on the same order now.
Okay. I'll go and have a look. I've got it somewhere. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
General Register Office speaking. Can I help you?
Hi. I've got an account number, and I've just got to give you a detail to update my order.
Okay. Can I have the account number, please? Can I have your full name and address, please? So you want to add a few more details in, do you, on the order? Is this on the adoption certificate?
Yeah. The lady I just spoke to needed to know the address where my son was when he was adopted, and I found that now.
Yeah, I can put that in. Yeah, if
Thank you.
Give me the address.
Yeah, it's...
If possible, do you know the name of the court where the adoption was held?
I do, yes.
Okay, so we have all the details that we need.
And now I need to pay, don't I?
Yep, I'm afraid so. So that'll be £46.80.
Yeah.
And once I've taken the payment, I can't cancel or amend the order.
That's fine, yeah.
Which type of card would you like to pay with today? That's fine, so it's gone through. So just hold on for a moment, because I need to send you a payment receipt, and I'll get you an order number shortly.
Thank you.
Okay, so if you do need to call back, you can quote your account. If you can quote your account number and the order reference number, that's the order I've taken today. That's the order I've just booked for you. So that's all been done, and hopefully they'll be going out in the next couple of days.
Thank you, and I can't be told if this adoption's gone through properly or not, can I?
I can't say over the phone. We don't have like a facility where we can say. But if you've given all the information, and we'll have a look for you. And if we do have it, then yes, we will send it out. If not, you will be notified.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, then.
For your help.
Okay. Right.
Thanks.
Bye now.
Hello, am I going to help you?
Hi, I've received a message today saying that I've had a full refund of £23.40. I'd ordered 2 birth certificates, and I was just phoning up to find out a bit more which one it was.
Right, so how did you place the order originally?
Over the phone.
And what's the account number, please? And your name and address, please. Let me have a quick look. So you ordered...
I'm the natural man.
Okay. So you ordered a full birth certificate for...
There was 2 of them. One was the amended one, a full one, which I was told if it's adopted will say so in the right-hand side in the margin. And then the other one, I had the details to where he was living when he was adopted. And I know his name changed after as well. So I'm unsure which one it is out the 2, really. I can tell you what I've been sent, which was just in one paragraph.
Okay. So what did you receive?
It said, thank you for your order as detailed below. Birth certificate. We've been unable to process your application. Please refer to the paragraph below. We have searched the indexes for events registered in England and Wales during the year specified.
It will be the original birth certificate then.
The one when my name would have been on it, or the one after? When it's adopted?
The original birth certificate prior to the adoption.
My life.
So
what does that mean?
Well, we've searched on the information you've given us.
Yeah.
So we searched for now women's birth registered in the name of...
Yes, it was. I got sent a copy of his birth certificate after the decisions were made for the adoption in 2004, and then he was adopted in 2006. Does this mean that my son's not lawfully adopted or properly adopted?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that. So what? Okay. So we've searched, as I said, for a birth. So what we're looking for is the name on the original birth certificate. The father's name has been...
That's right, yes, I've got it all on the birth certificate here.
So is his name not registered in the name of...
I can get the birth certificate for you. I'll put my hand to it right now.
Okay, so this is... It was definitely shown as being...
Definitely, yes, and the date of registration was... I've even got the signature of the registrar.
Birthday second. Right, okay. Might it have been re-registered in the name of...
No, there's no chance because the dad was kept out the picture after. That was by social services, so there's only me that was having contact.
Okay. Right, yeah. Okay, well let me raise a query from this end and we can have another look and see if we can find something for you. Okay, so if you leave it with me, I'm going to raise a query now, and the team who produced the certificates will have another look into it and see if they can locate the certificate again. Okay.
Yeah. How long could it be before I hear?
Well, I'll raise it urgently, and you should hear tomorrow.
Thank you. Does that mean that the other certificate looks like it's been sent? The adoption one. Because I haven't had a refund.
Just let me have a quick look and see. It's not marked as having left yet, but the our system only updates overnight, so we wouldn't see whether or not it's actually left us yet. But there's nothing on there showing that we haven't found that. So,
Yeah.
so if we hadn't, you would have expected to have received some correspondence from us saying we couldn't find it. So on that basis, I would assume that's left us.
Yeah.
But let me raise a query about the other one, and we can have another look into it.
What will happen? Will I receive an email or a telephone call tomorrow? I am eager to know now. Understand?
Well, we would usually email, I think.
I'll keep an eye on my emails then. Thank you. Thank you.
Raise a query for you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Message received.
Good morning, this is a message. My name is Bob in the General Register Office. Call this morning with regards to an application that you've made for a certificate. Just have a few queries with regards to the application, so if you can give me a call back please on 0300 123 1837. That's 0300 123 1837. Press option number 8 and that's to speak. We won't be able to process the application until we have spoken to you, so if you can give us a call back please. I'll also send an email to the address that's registered on the application. Thank you, bye-bye.
Hello, General Register Office speaking.
Hi, I had a message left on my phone yesterday. I'd ordered a couple of birth certificates, but I was told to ring back and I didn't.
Right, okay. Can I have your name, please? I'll just put you through. I'll just put you through to hold on a second.
Thank you.
On the phone, have a message to ring.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. In the adoption section, I believe you got a message to give me a call back.
Yeah, I did. I understand you said that it couldn't be processed, the one of the birth certificates.
That's right.
You needed more.
It is an application you made for...
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you can confirm his surname.
Is surname before or what it is now?
After adoption. The adopted surname, or is that what is his birth name?
Pre-adoptive surname, and would be his name prior. And I do know his name was changed. The adoption agency told me that. And to be honest, I know anyway, because I took matters back to court last year, so I know his last name's definitely now.
It's now?
Yeah.
Right, is it on the name doesn't match the entry in the Adopted Children's Register, you see?
And doesn't either.
See, it could be... Let me just check that for you. Just hold the line for me, I'll bring the record up.
Thank you.
No problem. And what's your relation to?
I'm natural, ma'am.
I mean, the name on the certificate, you think it's possible that it's not?
Yeah. The only other thing I could think on there, the same as his dad, but I was sent a copy of the original birth certificate, and I've got all the details on that, and they're what I handed over to yourselves. The only other thing...
The name now...
Sorry?
The name on the certificate, his surname is down as...
Before?
No, after adoption, the adopted certificate.
Oh, right, so there is one there for him.
We've got a certificate there for him, it's just that the surname didn't match, you see.
Well, you know that certificate you've got, because I've already got a copy of the one in the name. Yeah. Is that one amended with its own adopted in the margin? Or
this is an adoption certificate, this is what would be issued after the adoption has taken place.
Oh, right. Because what happened, I phoned up yesterday, I hadn't picked your message up straight away, and I was being told there was a problem with the one, like the amended one, that they couldn't find it. So they thought that I was actually being sent the adoption certificate.
Well, that's what we were looking for, that's what you've applied for, the adoption certificate. So are you looking for the original birth with adopted in the menu?
What it was, when I phoned up, because I told them I've got the original birth certificate, they told me there's an amended one, but I'd have to pay for the full-length one, and they said it'll be the same as what I've got, but it'll have adopted in the margin. And then they said if I had the details, and it's adopted as the one that's adopted in the name and the address when it all happened, that I could have that as well. And I know the details, so I'd ordered the both of those.
Sure, you need the details on that. So you knew the adopted parent's name, and
I was able to hand over a full name. Yeah.
If you obviously we've got that information now, should we just like us to produce the adoption certificate? Is that the certificate you require?
Yeah, I was after the amended one and the actual adoption certificate since he was adopted.
Right, okay. I mean, what we'll do is we'll produce the adoption certificate for you then. And that'll be sent out for you today.
Thank you. What about the amended one?
The birth certificate?
Yeah.
If you apply for that separately, then that should come with. We don't deal with that in this department, you see, we just deal with the adoptions.
Right, sorry, I'm a bit confused. I understand what you're saying, that you can send that, but because I was told yesterday that it looks like that's the one that's being sent, the one that you said you can send me today.
Yeah.
They're saying the problem was with the amended one, so...
The one that's annotated adopted?
Sorry?
The one that's got the word adopted written on it?
Yeah.
That one? Yeah, as I say, that doesn't come from this department. That's the original birth certificate, you see. What we produce and send is the ones after the adoption's taken place.
Right.
It'll be the birth section that you'd speak to with regards to that.
Was it yourself that emailed me today from me the money for this one?
Well, I haven't refunded that. What I said was if we were unable to obtain any more details, we would process it and forward it for a refund.
Oh, right, so I haven't got to sort out bank details again, it will just go ahead.
The refund, if you required the refund, if the adoption certificate wasn't what you wanted, I could refund that $23.40 for you now. But
yeah.
We wouldn't need any details from you. It'd just go back to the card you paid on.
I see. Well, I would like it sent, please.
You'd like the adoption certificate?
Yeah, please.
Okay, no problem at all. What I'll do is I'll get that processed and we'll get that sent out for you today, okay?
Thank you very much.
Alright, well thanks for getting back to me.
Okay, thanks.
So, bye-bye.
Bye.
Good morning. How can I help?
Good morning. I'd ordered 2 birth certificates and, well, I've got an update for you.
Yeah. Can you say that again, please? Sorry.
I've got an update for you. I've spoken to somebody this morning.
Alright, you've already ordered some birth certificates?
Yeah. The adoption one's been sent out. But what happened, I'd got a message yesterday that said they've been unable to process my application, and it said research indexes for events registered in England and Wales during the year specified. We've been unable to find any entry with the details you provided. And then at the bottom it said a full refund of £23.40 is being credited to your account. But what it is, I haven't picked up this message yesterday, which was from the adoption part. So I was told to ring back, press option 8, speak to, and he told me it was with the adoption certificate, and he's checked, like in the night, he's been able to find it, so he said he'd send it me. And I said, oh right, I said, well I'd ordered 2, there was the amended one and this one. The adoption one. I said, but when I found out last night, the query seemed to be more about the amended one. So I said, would you know about that? And he said, I don't, because I only deal with the adoption side. Yeah, the adoption side. He said, right. But you haven't been refunded any money, which obviously I'm not after the money back, I am after the birth certificates, but I'm a bit confused now, like, if the amended one's okay or not.
Right, so you've applied for, is it the original birth certificate and the adoption certificate?
I'd applied for the original one, like where I was told that the one that I was after was the one that's adopted in the right-hand margin, because I've got the original birth certificate. I have actually got that here, I'll send a copy.
So you've got the original, which has got your original birth name and the original parents' details?
Yes.
And so it's the adoption one that you're after?
The amended one, which says adopted in the right-hand margin. And then I'm being sent the actual adoption one, but I was told when I ordered it, there's one before that, which was adopted, and I never had the original one.
That's the original, that will be annotated adoption?
Yeah, that'd be the one.
Yeah, have you got an account number?
Yeah, I'll just get it for you. Right, account is, I've been given a few numbers.
Okay. So you've ordered the 2 certificates?
Yeah.
The original one?
That's amended.
So that would be in the name of
Yeah. Well, I presume so. I was just told what I'm after was adopted in the right hand margin, and then that there would have been a further adoption certificate made, which they're saying that one.
Right, so the adoption certificate is in the name of...
Yeah.
Yeah. So the original, we've got the names, father's name...
Yeah.
And maiden name...
my name before, but on his birth certificate
it was birth certificate, but the father's down.
On the original one I've got here.
Right, so let me just have a look at the notes and see what we've got down on the notes. Right.
I mean, I'm meant to be getting an email about this today, but I thought I'd best let you know because I found the other one. And it's confused things now because I thought the query was over the amended one with the annotation and adopted. But then when I followed this message through and found back, I found out there was a query with the actual adoption certificate, but that's all sorted.
Right. So, let me have a look. There has been something done this morning.
Yeah.
Right, can I just pop you on hold and I will just go and speak to somebody who's dealt with something yesterday and this morning?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'll just pop you on hold. I'll be as quick as I can.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hello, Miss.
Hello?
Hi, I'm just speaking to the lady that had emailed you this morning.
Yeah.
Right, we're actually looking into it at the moment. Right, so it's the original certificate you want?
Yeah, with the annotated bit on, because I've already got the other one, the original from birth.
So you've got the original from birth?
Yeah.
And you've got the adoption?
That one's turning up today, well, being posted today,
That's on its way, yes.
I mean, he was born, I asked my sister actually, because I don't drive, he was actually born, but on the birth certificate it said if that would help, if that could be queried.
Right, so have you got the original that was done at the time of birth?
I've got the original, but what happened, it went to court, and then after decisions were made for my son to be adopted, I got sent a copy of the original one.
Right, so it's our original that you need that will have the adoption annotation on it?
Yeah.
And when you registered the birth yourself?
Yeah.
Did you and the father go and register the birth?
Actually, I think it was just me. But, I mean, I've got all the details on it. I can tell you the date it was done, I'll just get it. It's all on here. It was done...
What you've got there in front of you, is that the full one?
It's a full I4 length one. It's got
with the father's name, with your name and the father's name on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was done the 2003, it's saying here, but I think that must be when they sent me the copy actually, because it's born, so it might be found under the 2003.
Right, and how does it read?
It reads...
And then the father's name, it wasn't registered in the name of...
No, he wasn't. He was registered under my name.
Right. So it was definitely registered just under your name?
Definitely. It said name and surname.
Right. Okay. Right, so we're actually looking into this at the moment.
Oh, sorry, it said date of registrar.
Yeah.
Signature of registrar, I think.
Right.
And then at the bottom it said 34 to be a true copy of an entry in a register in more custody. HM, that looks, superintendent registers left, registrar's cross state, 2003. But it is a full I4 length copy because I've got a smaller one of one of my other children's there.
Right. Okay, so, right, what we can do, we're looking into it now.
Yes.
So, are we okay to call you back later on this afternoon?
Yes.
Right, it's just, because obviously we've got to print all our paperwork off here, then we have to go over to another department and get the paper copy for it and everything, and then we can, you know, try and understand why it was refunded and not found or what. So it will take a bit of time, but somebody will get back to you today.
Thank you very much.
Is that okay? Can I just double check the phone number with you? Right, okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, there's only one entry. As I said, it's in the indexes in there, and there. Should have found it. Can you just check that she's not put them in her application form?
Did you put them in the application form?
I'll just check again. Right. Have I put them anywhere? At maiden name at number 5.
Right, your maiden name says...
Yeah, that was at name at marriage. It's different from maiden name.
Yeah.
So at number it mentions maiden name, can it?
Yeah.
But I can't see it being registered. It was registered under...
No, it won't be registered until it's got that as your... It's just a checking point as your maiden name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your name on the actual birth certificate is...
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the dad's name's at number surname, father, and mother, dad and name, surname, and definitely.
Yeah. Right, okay, that's great.
It's a good job I've got this, hasn't it? Because it might help a bit.
Yes, we'll look into this now for you, and then somebody will contact you later on today.
Okay, thanks for all your help.
It's a pleasure. All right, okay, so I'll speak to you later on.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thanks for your call. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Speaking, how can I help you?
Hi, I was told this morning that I'll be getting a call back today. It was 9 o'clock this morning, so I thought I'd best ring back and check. It's concerning an amended birth certificate to say adoption on it, and it couldn't be found at the time.
Oh, I'm afraid nobody's here at the moment. All I can do is take a message and get somebody to phone you back. It'll probably be tomorrow now. There's nobody here.
Okay, please, yeah.
Have you got an account number or an email?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on, I'll just have a look, see what's going on, and then...
Thanks.
Yeah, you spoke to her, and she just says...
I can't remember her name, but it was...
A paper copy's been sent for. Does that mean anything to you?
Does that mean that I'll be getting it?
Maybe, yeah. I'll tell you what, like you say, she's afraid she's gone home now. The only thing I can do really is if I leave her a message tomorrow and just get her to phone you back.
Yeah, it's really that I'm after knowing if it is the amended one because I've got the original, or even if I'm emailed to be informed, you know, which one it is, and if that was able to be sent. So a paper what's been issued, a paper copy, sorry.
Oh right, maybe that's because it just on the notes it just says paper copy's been sent for. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll get her to phone you. Shall I do that? I'll get her to phone you and then...
Yeah, please, because I'm quite eager to know what paper it's
Can she get hold of you one morning?
Yes, she can.
Yeah, she can. Right, no problem.
Thanks for your help, mate.
I will. I'll get her to phone you in the morning for you and we'll find out what's going on.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Good afternoon, speaking. How can I help?
Good afternoon. I've just received an email concerning a birth certificate. They'd said before that they'd had problems locating it, and now I've been told they've found it. But, I mean, that's all good, but I was just after checking that it's the annotated one that I'd requested that's been found.
Well, yeah, I mean, so you've actually placed an order with us, have you?
Yeah, what happens, there was a lot of complications finding it, but...
Oh, right, have you got an account number? I can have a little look for you.
Yeah, it's...
Just have a little look. Oh, it's not coming up with anything under that.
Jazzy!
You're just an individual or from an organisation?
It's myself, an individual. I've been given a no order number on the email. There's order number and...
Account number you need. Do you want to give that to me again? Because I think I put it in it. Yeah. Can you just confirm the first line of your address? Yeah, it looks like they've duplicated the order for you and found it.
Yeah.
Mother?
Yeah.
It's got a note on here. Ensure the adopted annotation is included because it's an original birth, isn't it?
Yeah, can I just ask where they found it? Because before they was telling me that they couldn't locate that.
I don't know because it's the way the research department search. See, if you've done an order, did you do it online or on the phone?
I've done it on the phone. There's been several calls.
I mean,
place.
It's just because it's a pre-adoption birth. See, as far as we're concerned, a pre-adoption birth is a closed entry and not valid for ID. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I don't know. Because once you're adopted, that is counted as your identity and who you are, you see. So maybe something to do with that, I don't know. But they've now duplicated and they will be sending you the one which says adopted on it. It's notation on it.
It said here, we have searched indexes for events registered in England and Wales during the year specified. We have been unable to find an entry with the details you provided. I'll tell you why I'm concerned. I read on an FOI, it was in 2009, that the adoption order cannot be done without the annotated order. Apparently that's when the authority's given. Is that right?
I'm not sure because I don't really deal with adoption, but normally the notation goes on after the adoption, I think, because until the adoption's gone through, they can't go back to the original and make a note. But I don't deal with adoptions myself, but I do deal with the orders for them. And the reason why maybe they hadn't found it, as I said before, I'm not sure, but it might be something like it's to cover somebody's identity. You know, if you haven't mentioned that it was pre-adoption before or something like that, it is counted now as a closed entry because it can't be used for identification after the adoption's been made. So maybe it's that, but I wouldn't worry because they are going to send you, it looks like, the correct certificate. They're going to produce that and pop it in the post to you. All right.
Yeah,
you can have a quick
okay.
word with our adoptions department if you like as well. I'll put you through.
All it is, on the 2009 Freedom of Information request, I think that was sent to a registration office. It was saying the annotated one has to be done first, to give the authority for the
right, well, let me just put you through to adoptions. They deal with all the ins and outs of adoption. I'll just put you through.
I'm glad it's been found, mate.
Yeah, I am too for you, but I don't know exactly what's happened along the way, so I'll just put you through. Just bear with me.
Thank you.
Hello, you're through adoptions. How may I help you?
Hi, what it is, I'd ask for the birth certificate, like the amended one, what's annotated with adoption date on it.
The one before adoption, your original birth certificate?
Yeah, like the original birth certificate, isn't there? Then there's the one that's annotated, and then there's the adoption one. What it is, I've got the adoption one.
Yeah.
So that's all good, but it looks like I'll be getting this annotated one now. But which way round is it? Is it normally the one that's annotated that comes first, or the adoption one?
What happens is, it's not actually, what it is it's an entry. So when you receive a certificate, that's a certified copy of an entry. So when you're registered at birth, an entry is made. It's then that entry, one entry, is then annotated. So it's not three certificates. You know, each time there isn't multiple certificates and they don't go in order like that. What it is there's an entry, that's your one entry and that's yours as baby, that's your entry. When the court makes an order for someone to be adopted, that entry, that one entry, is then annotated, and any copies of that entry, which is the certificate that you receive, will have that annotation on the bottom, which informs yourself and everyone else in the registrar that that entry is closed and you have a live adoption entry.
Yeah. All it is, I'm wondering what comes first. What has to be done first, the annotated one or the adoption one? Or do they do the adoption one first, then the annotated one?
Oh, so at what point do they annotate the entry? Do they close one and then open the other?
Yeah, I'll tell you why in a minute. It's just an FOI I've seen. I'm just curious which way round it's done now.
Which way round it's done? It's almost sort of done simultaneously. You don't have both entries open.
But what I'm saying is the annotated one dealt with first, and then the adoption order, or do they do the adoption order?
Everything happens pretty much at once. I'll go and, I won't be a moment. Let me just go and consult with a colleague.
Okay, thank you.
Won't be a moment.
Thanks.
Who there? Sorry to keep you waiting.
Okay.
Hi, yeah, I just wanted to chat with a couple of colleagues first that what I was about to tell you was right. Okay, so basically what happens is the court instructs us to make an entry in the Adoption Children's Register.
Yeah.
We do that, and then we then ask the superintendent registrars to close the birth entry.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we make the entry, and then the birth entry, the original entry, is annotated. And we get notification that it's been annotated, and we check that, we actively do that.
Yeah. Right, well, I understand more now. It seems like I've just found that FOI request. Can I just tell you about, I mean, I'm grateful it's been found, but basically I had an email saying we've searched the indexes for events registered in England and Wales during the year specified. We've been unable to find any entry with the details you provided, but then on a later call, one of the ladies that was speaking in the background was saying we got the original birth certificate, we found that, but not the amended one. But then on this FOI here, sorry, can I just read it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was General Register Office. This Mrs. Bardner asked some questions. It says the General Register Office holds records of births which have taken place in England and Wales. 34 copies of these entries can be obtained. It's not that big, sorry. When an adoption has been granted by court in England and Wales, the court issues an order which is the authority for an entry to be made in the Adopted Children Register held at a General Register Office. Adoption certificates are then produced from this register under the child's new details. The adoption certificate replaces the original birth certificate for legal and administrative purposes. The original birth record is not removed following an adoption. However, the entry in the birth register is annotated with the word adopted in the margin, and all subsequent copies of the entry will show in the annotation. From what I'm saying, this is when the authority is given once the birth certificate's done, and like, you know, as you've said, it's when it's annotated. And so I was just curious where they found the annotated one, or if I couldn't find it on the register before.
No, you basically, that it does get a little bit complicated when it's all wordy like that. What happens is the authority comes from the court who who gave the order. It doesn't come from the General Register Office for the adoption. We are instructed by the court to one, make an entry in the Adopted Children's Register. And when we do that, we then instruct the Superintendent Registrar to annotate that entry, the birth entry. So it's the entry that's done. So when you're first registered as a baby, you will have, and before you're adopted, any certificates produced from that entry won't have an annotation of. There's only one birth entry for you. So when they've searched, what they'll have seen is, when they've been searching, they'll have seen your entry with the annotation at the bottom. There's not a prior entry to that. There'll only be certificate copies. It's like one entry, and that's annotated in the margin just outside of that with the words adopted.
It's all right for now. I'm just curious how the adoption order got done. If the annotated one couldn't be found,
no, it doesn't.
In the records.
Your adoption order, we search totally differently. The Adopted Children's Register is kept separate from the live birth register. Okay, so when I'm searching, if you apply for your adopted certificate, I will search under your adopted details. The same way when you applied for your birth certificate, you applied in your birth details, did you?
For my birth certificate was the last
For
one.
your birth certificate, the closed one that's been annotated.
Yeah.
That's an entry in the live birth. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
Whereas the one that supersedes that is your adoption certificate. So we search, obviously, when they conduct a search for the original birth certificate, they'll conduct that in your original name, in your birth details, the same way they would had you not been adopted. When they search for your adoption certificate, they search in your adopted details, hence why we get you to provide one or the other.
Right, so, sorry, where was the annotated one found? The one that's
annotated one is that's your entry. There's only one. You'll only have two. You should only have two unless you've been re-registered.
Yeah.
Unless your birth's been re-registered or you were re-adopted, you'll only have, in normal circumstances, an entry which is closed, okay, and any certificates you receive from that are copies. They're not entries, they're called copies.
I've seen this third copy on the adoption one,
Then that will be closed and that is annotated. Your next one is your adoption certificate, and any certificates you get from that is a copy of that adoption entry, Okay.
Okay, thank you for explaining that. It is quite complicated, but...
Do you know what? It does it can be baffling. It can. So, I think I understand what you're saying now is that...
I was just puzzled where it had been produced from.
Where it had been produced, so...
Yeah, and it was concerning to me because I was just thinking, well, how come they've got the adoption one? It's like what come first, the chicken or the egg? That's what it was like to me.
Don't worry, no. It could have been that, obviously, did they say at first they couldn't find it and then they got back to you and said they could?
Yeah, I've just received an email today. There's been a lot of problems over it. I mean, the last I heard was that they were sending off for a copy. But the lady that was meant to call me back had gone home. I'd phoned at 9 in the morning. I called back at 6 on the evening. And I was told, that lady's gone home, but there's a note on here saying that they're getting a copy. And I said, well, I don't understand how they can get a copy because I can't find it. I've clearly been told the search indexes for events in England and Wales and I can't find it.
Yeah, I believe they may have possibly, I don't know, we're a totally separate department, but they could have seen that there was an annotation at the bottom saying adopted and wondered if you'd wanted your adopted certificate rather than your birth one.
No, I ordered the both of them.
You ordered both? Okay.
Yeah, because I told them, I said, I've got the original. I said, and they explained to me, what was what, that you could have the annotated one and the adoption one. And I said, well, actually, would it be okay if I order both of those? And they said, yes. But look, I've phoned back today just to check that it is like the annotated one that I'll be receiving, because obviously I've got a copy of the birth.
You don't need two of that one, do you? You don't need two the same.
No. So I thought I'll check that, and it was just like puzzling me,
From the lady you spoke to at the call centre, she did. She consulted with me just before she popped you over.
Yeah.
She has told me that they have found your original certificate. They have created, and it's on the way. Okay, I do believe that it's now. Okay.
I mean, I'm happy it is turning up, and thank you for answering my questions.
Don't worry about it. It is a rather baffling thing. It is.
It is, yeah.
Well, any issues, or if you've got any more questions, don't hesitate to give someone a call. Okay.
Yeah, the lady that you spoke to, I don't know if there's any chance I can put in how they located it. I would be interested to know that if I could to that place.
If you could...
Like how they've managed to find it now when they couldn't find it before.
How they've managed... I don't know, because it's a totally different department. Sometimes it can be something as simple as someone's overlooked it. They've got hundreds and thousands down there, if you think of all the people in England and Wales, I really don't know.
And also, I understand we can have a look at the books if we want to. registration books at any time, can't we?
If you go down to your local register office, you know, where you were registered,
Yeah.
and speak to the registrars there, they'll be able to let you know what you can have a look at. And there are public indexes available of the adopted children's records, but all the public can see is your surname, the first name of an adopted child, so the first name and surname, the year of birth, and the volume and entry number.
So that'll be where I got the child registered. I can go there.
Yeah. And
Oh, that's brilliant.
but you won't be able to see any birth information in that, okay?
No, that's fine.
It's just the adopted, so it'd be your surname when you were adopted, your first name, year of birth, entry number and volume, and then that's how you can identify the entry.
Yeah, it's actually my son that was adopted. I got to keep mother's three children.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
How old is he? Is he under 18? Okay, well, you wouldn't be able to see his first name. Okay, because he's young, he's protected, he's a minor. So, yeah, with him do you know why then? Was it his adoption certificate? Was it his birth certificate you were applying for?
Yeah, the annotated one.
Yeah, with him being under 18, we have a lot more checks in place. So it could be something as simple as someone was double checking, triple checking. Okay.
Yeah.
To make sure that's all. You know, your son's interests at heart.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I know you've only got my birth for this, but I did take matters back to court myself last year, so I do know my son's names, but
yeah,
I know his name as well.
Right, so your birth mum, are you?
Yeah. Well, natural mum.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, it's probably they were just double checking, triple checking. So you've received the adopted one and you've received the birth one, have you?
Yeah, the birth one I'd received quite a while ago. Apparently it was quite a new thing because the social worker didn't believe I had it. So I said, well, hang on a minute, and I went and got that. And she said, oh, okay. She said, I haven't known them to do this before.
So you'll have the birth certificate without the annotation on, won't you?
Yeah.
The birth certificate with the annotation is on its way.
And I've got the copy of the adoption one.
And you've got a copy of the adoption one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else I can help you with, or?
No, that's great. I mean, you've answered my questions for me, and I appreciate that.
I hope I've tried to do the best I can. It's quite confusing.
It is. I understand a bit of it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Well, take care. Have a
and you.
Take care.
And you. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.